it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Wednesday, January 29th. So welcome to the new moon in Aquarius. We will have this new moon reach its peak potency at 7:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, the new moon is the dark phase of the moon and definitely putting us in the shadow parts of self for us to recognize what we no longer want to do, what we no longer want to experience, what we definitely need to put behind us. And from that, we're creating a framework where new seeds of intention are going to be planted under this new moon in Aquarius, especially with futuristic wants, needs, desires. So again, I'm going to encourage you, if you haven't already, to download your new moon in Aquarius manifesting guide. We're going to be working with this energy for the next month. And it is going to be very accelerated, very progressive. So it's very important that, again, you get all of those resources in front of you. Take a listen to the astro forecast that I put out for this particular event. Examine where in your birth chart this particular event is taking place, because this is what we're going to be working with and expanding upon for the weeks to come. I think it's also a special mention that today is the last day that Uranus, the Great Awakener, who rules over Aquarius season, who is in his rulership over this new moon in Aquarius, Uranus is experiencing his very last day of his retrograde. He has been retrograde in Taurus energy for the last 4.5, 5 months. And tomorrow on the 30th, he will be going direct. So again, get your January energy guide out and in front of you, capture the shifts going on. Because Uranus was focused on showing us where we're overly attached to the physical realm, to the materialistic realm in which we built and created, we've been resisting making a lot of changes that we know that we need to make. And when Uranus goes direct, suddenly we get fast forwarded. Suddenly we get kind of this mood and this attitude, this little streak of rebellion, if you will, where whatever it is that we've been resisting and changing, resisting and doing for the last 4.5, 5 months, suddenly we have no problem cutting things off, detaching, wrapping things up, moving on, making some serious progress. And under the influence of this new moon in Aquarius energy, we're going to get a double whammy of electricity coursing through our bodies, really removing a lot of the energy blockages. This is going to create major ascension symptoms. So again, take a listen to the ascension forecast that I put out for this week so that you understand where this energy is manifesting in the physical form. With all of that being said, there are 9 different aspects taking place here today. 7 of them are going to involve the moon. Right out of the gate, though, and again, if you listen to yesterday's energy forecast, you would know that when the moon shifted into this Aquarius energy and put us in this new moon window, the moon conjuncted, came up, teamed up with Mercury first, Pluto second. And why that's important is because emotionally and mentally, there's a major change, major transformation, major transition taking place within us to boss us up, to show us where it is that we have to take our power and control back over our headspace, over our heart space, so that we can essentially have the power and control over our physical realms. Today, we have Mercury and Pluto conjuncting, which of course is going to be an absolute revealing number on our headspace. We are going to have insights, downloads, epiphanies, absolutely make sense to us. And again, I talked about this in the Ascension forecast if you want a little bit more detail on that particular mind shift, mind F, if you will. But Mercury, ruler of the mental plane. We have Pluto, the great transformer, doing an absolute number in the highest realm of intelligence, which happens to be this Aquarius energy. And so again, we are operating from the smartest point of view, the most genius point of view that we could absolutely operate from at this particular juncture. And yes, we are going to be reframing a lot of situations, a lot of circumstances, and because of the new information and details coming in, we are going to, again, start piecing together this great big puzzle that we've been trying to solve for the last God knows how long. We're going to make some serious progress. We then have the moon in this Aquarius energy, making a very positive interaction with Chiron, that wounded healer, who of course is in Aries energy, helping us with this rebranding, helping us with this new identity. And of course, we're anchoring in this new version of self. And the moon and Chiron working together, first of all, we are able to kind of tap into, again, new levels of intelligence being triggered and activated and opened up to us. And therefore, we are seeing ourselves from the biggest, broadest perspective we could possibly see. We are acting as the observer, and we are focused on all the things that we have improved on, all the things that we have gone through and kind of grown from, and what we've been able to fix, heal, and repair within us. And this kind of just encourages us to continue doing this healing work. We then have Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves in this Aquarius energy, again, kind of aligning the highest realm of intelligence with the lower level intellect so that we can start making sense of a lot of the downloads, a lot of the light bulb moments, a lot of the epiphanies, if you will. Mercury is going to be semi-squaring, which creates a little bit of tension and conflict, with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, who of course is in Pisces energy. And so this is definitely going to turn on the negative narrative. This is going to take us down a very dark part of our brain, of our inner dialogue, if you will. There is a harsh reality check that comes, and of course we get overwhelmed with it at the perfect time, because at 7:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that moon in Aquarius comes up to, bumps into, conjuncts the sun in Aquarius, and this is what gives us our new moon in Aquarius. So it makes sense that we kind of dip into the darkness prior to, because of course there's no illumination of light in the sky. Therefore, we have to be illuminated of what isn't working, and that negative ass narrative definitely isn't working for us. Being focused on all the things that are going wrong, not working for us. Being focused on all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, not working for us. So we need a little bit of a reality check. We need to lose ourselves in that little bit of darkness in order for this reset with the new moon in Aquarius to actually take place. We then have the moon in Aquarius semi-squaring, creating a little bit of tension and conflict with Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, who of course is now in her pre-retrograde shadow period in this Pisces energy, again, needing to release, needing to provide endings and closures, needing to purge out the pain, the trauma from relationship dynamics, from old wounds of self-worth, old self-esteem. We have to release the old vision, the old fantasy, the old idea that we wanted to build, that we wanted to create, that of course belonged to the old version of self. There's a lot of purging and ending going on. We are in an ending and a closure phase with a lot of these planetary placements. So we're not feeling so hot. We're not feeling so confident. We're not feeling so sure about ourselves. And because of that, there is a conflict going on in our heart space where we're desperately wanting to hold on to, again, what once was, when realistically speaking, what currently is and what could possibly be not a vibratory match for what it is that we're currently holding on to. We have the moon in this Aquarius energy trining, which is a beautiful interaction with Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings, who of course is retrograde, looking back, reflecting, reassessing, reanalyzing, revisiting, revising, a lot of things that come to our mental plane. Why? Because he's in Gemini energy. Yes, we're very kind of split over certain decisions, certain paths, certain actions that are needed. Jupiter is looking to expand upon our mental plane, our inner dialogue, our narrative, our perspective, old learning lessons. But at the same time, because we are in this trine, we're working with like-minded energies. Yes, there's a lot of reflection back in the past in order for us to, again, make some serious improvements and progress where our heart and our head are concerned. Because Jupiter is involved, there is an optimism and confidence here. He is magnifying our ability to flip the script the minute that we choose to do so. He is the tough love life lessons that we've kind of learned in the past that now we need to pluck out those silver linings and really integrate in this present moment so that, again, we can build upon and expand upon the things that we have learned and prevent ourselves from making the same patterns, the same mistakes that we've made in the past. So there's going to be a lot of pressure in the headspace. Again, take a listen to the Ascension forecast to fully understand why this is happening and what you can do about it. But nonetheless, this is a positive mood, a positive attitude, seeing the challenges, the obstacles that we're currently facing as a testing period for us to do better, to be better, to overcome. The moon in Aquarius then going to semi-square Neptune, who of course is in his rulership in Pisces energy. This is going to create a lot of emotional confusion. This is going to put us a little bit in a tizzy where we're hypersensitive. And because there's a lot going on in our head space and in our heart space, we're having a hard time really aligning with our intuition. We are kind of moving into the, let's call it curling up in a ball and just riding out these particular energies part of the calendar. This is an energy where we're not seeing clearly, we're not understanding clearly, we're not in alignment with our heart space, with our intuition, because we're overwhelmed with all of the things that need to be done in order to put the past behind us and actively start pursuing the new. The moon then semi-squares with that North Node in Pisces. Again, Pisces energy and Aquarius energy, they sit beside each other in the zodiac wheel, which means that they don't necessarily get along. There's a little bit of tension there. Again, the Aquarius energy is so futuristically focused. The Pisces energy is so connected to wrapping things up in the past that there is this conflict, there is this tension. So we're not really seeing the option, the opportunity for growth, for healing, for evolvement with this particular interaction. Instead, we're kind of cluster-effed in our headspace and our heart space, trying to figure out how to do it, how to move on, how to make this progress, how to put a lot of the things that are still alive and well in our physical realms behind us. The last thing that we got going on here today is the moon in this, I'm going to call it resetting energy of Aquarius, because we're still in the dark phase of the moon here. There's still a lot of resets, thus the popping off of tension and conflict. The moon is going to be making a very positive interaction, thankfully, with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, who of course is in Pisces energy. So this is like a reality check, a reorganization of our thoughts and of our emotions and understanding where we put too much pressure on ourselves, where there were too many rapid thoughts that we were going to process in our mental plane, that of course adding to the overwhelming pressure that we do not want to be feeling at this particular juncture. And although there is a reality check that comes with Mr. Saturn, he is kind of helping us to ground. He's helping us to realize that if we absolutely want the goal, the vision, the dream that we are futuristically focused upon right now, we have to do the hard work, which is wrapping up these old cycles, putting certain aspects behind us. And so in that regard, it is definitely a little bit of a tension, but we're feeling confident about realizing where we need to find compromise, where we need to meet in the middle, where it is that we need to slow down the rapid popping off thoughts in our headspace and just kind of ground in the present moment, get a grip on what's going on in our inner realm.